Hi everyone, my name is Carla Flamenco Vasquez. I am a certified holistic nutritional consultant. I graduated from the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition, and I just want to tell you a little bit about me. I was born in El Salvador, but I have been living in Canada since the age of 20. After I had my 3 boys, 3 pregnancies, I started to experience a decline in my health. That's when I became passionate about researching nutrition and how that impacts my health in a good or bad way, depending on what I'm eating, what I'm putting into my body. So I'm very excited to be sharing with you all of this information so that you too can empower yourself for better nutrition and better health. So let's talk about the relationship between food and our youth. I think it's very important. We know that in adolescence, there is rapid growth, there is fluctuating hormones. We need to know what is affecting these hormones so that we can help it, make it better. There is a larger demand for proper nutrients too. Teenage diet is often deficient in all the essential nutrients. We know that there's a lot of food, there's a lot of junk food, there's a lot of fast and refined foods. Some problems can be associated with rebellion or peer pressure. It's really hard to make a teenager eat healthy, at least in my experience. I have a pre-teenage boy, so I know what that's like. Teenagers can be very influential when it comes to appearance. There is an alarming increase in eating disorders such as anorexia, bulimia, and obesity, especially in young women. We should be very careful in the way we speak to our young girls, and for that matter, boys too. In my experience, I have 3 boys, and I know that boys can be affected by all of these as well. So we need to pay attention to what they're watching on TV commercials, or social media, what they're hearing at schools. That affects them deeply, so we need to pay attention to that so we can better support them. Obesity is a real concern for teenagers. The lack of exercise and poor diet is not the best combination. New fat cells are developing during the teenage years, which can lead to lifelong weight problems. This is very important that we pay attention to, because this is when we're going to influence them to have a good start and maybe avoid some of those problems later in life in future years. The meaning of food. Are they eating to calm hunger down or to nourish the body? Are they eating when they feel emotional? What is the meaning of food? I know that food brings us together. It's a special moment that we can share with friends, family, and it makes us happy. The meaning of food is especially important if there is a history of eating disorders. Nutrient-rich foods lacking in the adolescent's diet. So these are foods that are very important that we try to add them in their diets. Things like greens, leafy greens, spinach, kale, all vegetables, cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli. I know it can be hard, but we have to find a way to make them more attractive and more appealing so they can start to add them in their diet every single day. Maybe try green smoothies with a little bit of fruit in them to make them taste better, but mostly we want spinach and kale in our smoothies. I am also a fan of fermented vegetables, fermented cabbage, also known as sauerkraut. The sour taste in this is so good, and it is also so beneficial for our gut health. Things like steamed broccoli, I know that can be a little bit boring for some people, but if we add a little bit of the sour taste, maybe a little bit of the sauerkraut juice on top with a little bit of sea salt or lime juice, I promise you that this makes it taste so much better. We also need to be adding whole grains, brown rice, maybe a quinoa salad, maybe some oatmeal with fruit and honey. That can also be appealing to some people. We need to add nuts and seeds. These is so important. Nuts and seeds are so nutrient dense that we need to be adding them every single day in their diets. They are full of vitamins and minerals that are good for the body, especially during this time of rapid growth. It is especially important that we add all these minerals and all these nutrients into their diet. We need to add fruit. Fruit, I think, is a little bit of an easier one because, fruit can be as nature's dessert. Maybe it tastes so good right now in the summer. The watermelon is so good. We need to be adding protein to support this rapid growth that is happening in their bodies. We need to make sure they're getting enough protein in their diets. The vitamins B, the B complex is especially important for the nervous system. So you know how hormones are during this time. You know how the nervous system is all excited during this time. So we need to be paying attention to the B complex, to the B vitamins that are gonna support this nervous system during this time. We need vitamin C. We need the mineral zinc for immune protection. We need iron in young women that are getting their periods. It's very important that they're getting adequate amounts of iron through their diet. And the omega-3s. Omega-3s we find in fatty fish like salmon. Some nuts and some seeds also have omega-3s. The essential fatty acids are very important for brain health. The brain is developing during this time, so it's especially important that we try to incorporate all of these foods during this time. We as parents, we need to be good role models. Of course, we have to lead by example. We have to show them that we're enjoying our healthy lifestyle, we're enjoying exercising, we are enjoying healthy eating. Sometimes that can be hard even for us adults. So it is important that we use the tools that we have now. We have the internet. There are so many creative recipes. I know I'm always sharing recipes on my YouTube channel. They're not just easy, they're delicious, and they're good for you. They're healthy for you. So it's important that we implement all of these tools for our kids. We also need to be supportive and understanding. Like mentioned before, there can be some peer pressure involved or some rebellion during these years. We have to remind ourselves that we experienced these years as well, and we can understand how they're feeling. They need to know that there's someone there listening, someone there that cares about them and that is there for them to listen to what they're going through. We also need to implement some habits that are going to be learned in an early stage in life. So it's important that we set ourselves healthy habits for ourselves and for our kids that they need to learn, because this is like we're giving them a good start in their lives. We need to be educated about the importance of good nutrition. We need to know the why. Why are we doing this? Why am I choosing the right foods, the healthy foods for my body? It's because it's going to benefit my body. It's going to benefit my health. Without health, we really have nothing. So this is the why we're doing it. This is why it is important that we know about good nutrition. Assessment as education. This is really how I like to work. I like to work to educate and empower people. If we have the knowledge of what is good for us and what is not so good for us, then we're going to have the power, the control over our health, over our nutrition, over our body. So we need to listen, we need to show support, we need to avoid shame during assessment. We have to let our youth know maybe this is part of who you are or this is part of what you have been through, but this does not define you. Shame is closely related to self-criticism and blame. These two emotions are not good for our mental health. So we need to work on building in compassion-based skills to address these issues early in life as they arise. This will improve self-care and adherence of behaviors. This will ultimately impact the overall outcomes. So it's very important that we pay attention to all of this knowledge that we have so that we can implement it in our lives. I'm very happy to share this with you, and I hope that this has been of benefit for you guys. If there are any comments or any concerns, any questions, I leave you my email. It's soxoffoodnutrition@yahoo.com. You can reach out to me in my social media. I'm very present in Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as Sox of Food Nutrition. So I'm very happy to share this with you, and I hope this was benefit for you.